most populated country on earth, the world's fastest growing economy, a land undergoing profound change. Al Jazeera presents Faces of China, a series of films from Chinese filmmakers working independently, telling personal stories in their own way. This is an insider's look at China. In this episode, a family is left facing uncertainty after a devastating flood washes away their home. The world's media soon moved on from the flood story, but filmmakers Xiao Leizheng and Lin Li stayed behind to record the family's ordeal over a period of 12 months. It's a story of both despair and yet determination to build a new life in the face of adversity. Scenes of rural bliss in the village of Xiayuan in the Guangdong province of southern China. Back in 2006, Mother Nature was not so serene. The village and surrounding areas suffered the worst floods in a century, with catastrophic results. Freak storms brought heavy rainfall. Houses were submerged, people were left stranded, and daily life in this agricultural region was devastated. In the village of Xiayuan, over 30 houses were completely destroyed, including the house of A Liang and his wife, A Xiang. To this day, the loss of their home remains a source of tension between them. After the floods, A Liang and his family, along with their pet dog, were given shelter by a neighbor in his vacant shack. The local town municipality has promised housing subsidies to the flood victims. These families, including Liang's, are anxiously awaiting the money in order to build new homes and relocate. Liang and his wife have had enough living in a makeshift home. There is only one bed in the shelter, so Liang and his son must sleep in a tent. The following day, donors from other parts of the Guangdong province arrive in the village. They come to offer 500 yuan, about $75, to every victim of the flood, and 900 yuan, about $130, to those who lost everything. To confirm that housing subsidies are used for their specified purpose, the government has decided not to dispense the funds until construction is underway, and there is a deadline. The homeless families can think of little else. Plots of land outside the village on higher ground have been allocated to the reconstruction program. That evening, the village chief calls a meeting. Work must commence as soon as possible.
基本上听到的就话，我们建房所占的面积每个平方10块钱啊，决定基本上同意这个事情了，都没马虎那个处理起的。今天呢就通知他一个，今天我写上就准备这个钱，或者面表搞这个钱，就面表那里好生下发去。
面表呢，每户人家1个月1500块钱，我买起机票。 就面表呢，就慢慢地修。你那句话，如果金表挨个以前是干那个，一天我洗个，你得洗个，这时候签了名。哎，别把脚熬了着。
你就你今朝这搞你们，你们啥条？啥条以前就搞就搞得到，啥条你搞咱钱不管的嘛？以前。
哎呀，那你这骗那个机盖的，吃了有钱了搞。
你一个月钱是你是哪一价钱？
哎啥？你我前2块钱。
你当我的生意。
我前2块钱是哪来的？哎，已经我的钱，还我有钱的去我拿出来。
这个钱没上好几秒，你给我报销。
我不是把你晚上很久不喊
你好像是加钱。
加要搞你是加出来噻。
加去嘿。
你这是7个人养，3个7小万。
已经好一块的没得钱了，没得钱，基本上就没得钱。
The following morning, Liang, along with the other villagers, go to the nearby town to request a loan from the bank.
现在俺的黑今年你的黑炸鸡小卖话，我真王爷来完成的，俺等于准备买几毛王爷来着，真的9毛王爷了。9毛那个的，等于体力就准备2倍。真的，医生就话真的王爷，真的还操地址按你的地址拿钱个也还没得，去医生就话找扣哎，找扣的，等于已经房子一下跌了的很个的，一下跌了的等于也有一下进了的。 这个你相信你可以信明现在呢，可能还没一笔干这事情。
人家拿你个那个完了，你地址是你1000、2000、2000、2000，你就拿出来的，连啊。
哎，这个还相信还没，所以俺自个因为也还等于自个已经没市场没发现吧，是这样子。啊。
还有嘛研究啊？你个是拿出来吧你。
Liang leaves the bank distraught. His request for a loan has been declined. He sees no hope for the immediate construction of his new home. Meanwhile, his neighbor is hinting that he needs his shack back, and the government deadline is looming. Liang's new house will remain a dream if he cannot purchase a plot of land, commence construction, and thereby qualify for the subsidy. After a sleepless night, the couple get up early to try their luck at the tobacco market. The tobacco leaves are still wet from the recent rains, but nevertheless, they load them up to take them for sale. Liang's tobacco used to be the finest in the village. It might still fetch a good price.
等于阿对的等于，以前种一个钱阿不种米，种一个就等于。按照他们说，怎么大家这个差异呢？我这。
上值2重量2.80公斤。
Tobacco leaves are classified at the market into 10 categories. Each is priced according to its quality.
上值4。中值3重量1.35公斤。
530呢。
Liang's tobacco leaves were judged too damp, so they sold for a smaller than expected sum. The couple decides to use this money to pay for their son's tuition fees to avoid embarrassment at school.
那么现在已经我去掏80块钱了，那钱，85块钱了。你就为何是超市里告诉你们喊把一些还？
还有嘛是那个搞得钱呢？
总有的是30的，总还行，有的是39。
要刚开始感觉。
As the deadline draws near, Liang still hasn't found sufficient funds to purchase the land he needs. However, he remains determined. The couple has thought what more they can do. At this stage, every little counts. They have arrived at a difficult decision. They have decided to sell the family dog. But it's a hard decision for their daughter, Ting Ting.
琪琪，你这能洗？
那拿到。
我的钱能买呀？
我钱呢？我媳妇呢？我怎么呢？啊？我爸把那是10两个，我爸是10两个，10万一个。哎呀，你不要这什么？啊？ 管理好我的，哎呀，
100块钱。
100块钱不买，还不买。
哎呦，
来了月了呗。
还给你这我们的哎，都为你少的，过来，拿把钱。
啥的？
啥的？那我干。
不是100块钱买的。
应该拿的钱能没拿？快走，我水好些了。你买
不买？
买是的，哎。
俺买100块钱，俺买。我就把我地的。100块钱俺买去。
The deadline to obtain the government housing subsidy is almost upon them. If the construction work does not begin, they will lose out. They have always been self-sufficient as farmers living off the land, but now they decide it's time to find work in the nearby town. As the family is starting to despair, good news comes from the town. A contractor has signed a deal with the government. He's willing to advance the money to the villagers to buy land and start building. The money will be paid back when the villagers receive the promised subsidies. The villagers hold a traditional Thanksgiving ceremony. They pray for the safe and rapid construction of their new homes, good weather, and good fortune for the new year. Building a new home in the village costs about 20,000 yuan, around $3,000. Liang still has to find several thousand yuan in addition to the subsidy from the government. Scouts from the city of Guangzhou, representing a housekeeping agency, are visiting the village. They are looking to hire housemaids, something that has never happened in the secluded mountain village before. The agency is offering generous pay, but many women in the village feel uneasy about working as housemaids. But it's not time to be apprehensive, and Xiang is the first one to show interest in this opportunity.
家里的事情去做这些事情了，家里的事情。反正搞卫生、带孩子这些都会吧？带孩子，现在孩子那么大了。唱的太好听了。草头黄，草头黄，那个是我的米线。什么香？黄国，国家的国，一个月都有好几百块钱的，起码6、700块钱。
The following day, Xiang is offered a position in the city. It means she must leave her family to start work immediately.
现在这个山全部都要么铺才捡起的还，放这个。这个买个这个不才这个来不对，跟那个山倒的哈，懂吗？是你要自己一个吃都行的哈，但是得生意。 到路上了，哈，怎么？
After Xiang's departure, it's time to get back to work in the fields. With the arrival of spring, construction work gets underway in Xiayuan village. The villagers will receive their final installment of housing subsidies if they finish their roofs before the deadline. Liang needs help, and so he turns a blind eye when his son quits school to lend a hand with the family home. Once the roof is completed, Liang calls his wife, who is still working far away in the city.
我已经差不多7个月，还对钱的事情就没管这么多了，反正是已经生活已经拿了15000这样。有我已经蛮多东西都已经我医生就话，2年过了，医生就话。 几番那生意就是现在为钱比较好的是，现在看明年的那天2000块高。
The new homes in the village are almost built. However, a protection wall needs to be constructed to avoid the houses being washed away by floods that may return with the next rainy season. Liang's building work is finished. He's now eligible for a subsidy as soon as the town allocates the funds. Xiang has left a job in the city and is now back at home. But she is angry to discover that her son has not been attending school.
这个工资，是吧？这个5头薪5头税，3年4年头薪已经有政府有干好。妈给我，哎，我问你，这个税我发黑，晓得吗？晓得吗？晓得。
News comes that the last installment of the construction subsidy has arrived. Liang hurries to collect his entitlement from a local government representative.
一下去7000块钱。
要7000块钱。
对。
Liang's new home is ready, an event that deserves a traditional celebration. The rainy season generally starts after the beginning of spring. Having suffered from previous floods, Liang must build a protection wall to avoid his new house being washed away. He hires several workers to collect stones to build the wall. Liang and his family have started a new life. The villagers of Xiayuan still fear floods during the rainy season. The village lies low in the valley, but they have shown that they can overcome the toughest of adversity.